I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk to folks from the VTuber community about their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Joining us on the show is Spider Maree. Hi.
Hi.
And introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, my name's Maree Demont. I am an Australian VTuber over in KLD, and I'm a variety streamer who also likes to draw some art. I have a particular fancy for horror games and the like, as well as simple comfy games like Stardew and Minecraft.
Stardew is getting an update.
Yes, more people. I'm excited for that, and more dialogue. A
I'm.
lot more.
It's going to be tougher for me to interview when I'm playing Stardew Valley on the side the whole time. I've got like 30 saves.
Oh, I feel you on that one. Playing D&D and on the side quietly playing Stardew. Like, what was that?
Yep. I'm afraid I'm going to drive the wife even more crazy with Stardew Valley over the next several months. You an artist for sure. I've seen you've been you stream all sorts of different things as far as gaming and artistry is concerned. Which one do you enjoy more, or do you enjoy both?
Um, so in the past, I'd never really considered streaming art. I love art. Like, I I really like drawing art. It's fun. There's while there are some principles and rules you have to follow, it's very carefree and you get free expression and all that. And colors, as long as you understand some basis of color theory and like some things somehow go to plan, it looks fantastic. Streaming wise, I'd say gaming, because when I'm drawing, I get really focused, and then when I'm focused, I get really quiet,
Mm,
which isn't good for being out there for for chatters unless they want like a chill
yeah.
stream, which is sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, this stream's gonna be chill if you want that. If you want something else, feel free to
Well,
go
it's
elsewhere."
nice.
But
That is something too that folks need to realize that sometimes that VTubers are sometimes the background, and in as what's going
mm,
on, they tune in and say, "Oh, help me check out on how far you've got on a certain piece that you're working on," and something that'll settle them down after a long day.
yeah.
And certainly, how long have you been an artist?
Uh, Jeez. I'd say very easily ever since I was a child,
Mm-hmm.
like young. Doing digital art, I'd say maybe since seventh grade.
Mm-hmm.
But, in seventh grade, I didn't understand art properly. I was using the circle tool for heads, so take that as you will. And using the airbrush to shade and using very bright colors that did not match at all. Um, of course, in grade six, as much as like some artists probably don't like hearing because it's not the greatest thing to hear in the arts community, but I will admit when I was younger and like growing up, I did trace quite a bit.
You have to learn
And
somewhere.
like,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, sometimes you just want to do that, and then you learn your own style, I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah, it definitely helped. And like even I did a lot of like heavily referencing like any image I'd had in school. I'd have it on a screen, and then I'd try and somehow draw it across two pages to see what I could do. It'd work sometimes, other times, but that's just what happens with art. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, I
Um,
mean, I can tell you this: if I tried it, somehow something would be set on fire. That's how bad I am at
well, like The
it.
Sims.
Yeah, it would be so bad by the time it was done. But I am amazed at what people are able to do, not just for themselves, but when you get online and doing it, you're doing it for an audience.
Hmm.
And now, is that something that you think about while you're doing one of your works?
Hmm. Um, kind of. I
Mm,
like sometimes I get too focused and in my works to think about that I'm showing it to anyone at all.
mm-hmm.
In all honesty, it feels like, I'm in the art classroom again in high school, and it's just peers looking over my shoulder and being like, "Ah, nice," and they move along.
Hmm.
I don't. It's kind of strange now that you ask that question because I've never actually thought about it.
That's what we
Like
do.
I
We get the hard hitting questions on this show.
like in the past, I didn't, as I mentioned, I didn't usually stream because I thought about being not really entertaining
Hmm.
to people because, there's like you need like something happening, and if it's me pressing Control Z every 10 like 10 times over every 10 minutes, it's not the most entertaining. But like friends that I know, artists that I know, like Apophis Nova, he was like, "Oh no, you should try doing art streams again." Or like someone like Val was like, "Oh, you should try art streams again." And I was like, "Okay, I'll try and give it a shot." And it's fun.
Well, yeah, and true. I have a question for you about this. If you had
Mm.
this to look at, someone else on an art stream in seventh grade that you could, well, you were in seventh grade and you had a chance to watch somebody do this, would you? And would you pick up tips from that?
If there were like someone who was giving art tips or like showing you
Yeah,
how to do some things, I think I'd definitely watch it. Like, of course, in Australia, we have our schools are very strict with what websites we have access to. In some schools, like a lot of the schools I went to, I you can't really go on Twitch anymore.
yeah.
But um, like I have a younger sister
Hmm.
who looks up to me quite a bit, and that includes the art aspect. And she watches some of my streams. She obviously is still in school, so I don't know if she looks back and sees the art streams I do because I stream mostly during the week.
Right.
But
I just wonder if someone watching your streams is picking up tips and
mm,
maybe thinking along the lines of, maybe I can do this way. Maybe I can see what Maree is up to, and I can adapt that to something that I'm trying to do.
mm, yeah, like if someone came into my chat and asked me, you know, Mary, how would I do this? I'd try to give the best advice I'd give. I wouldn't, I'd ask them, like, it sounds very silly when every person hears this, but like learning how, like, the body itself works
Hmm.
has really helped with understanding anatomy. Like, some of my anatomy is still scuffed. I tell them not to try and copy how I do my anatomy. It's scuffed. But stuff like different types of color schemes like analogous colors or monochromatic or just like finding colors that work together that are complementary and like just doing different tests on different things because in school I did art. I did a lot of we had a lot of classes like for anyone who did art about different types of styles of like shading like um cross hatching
Hmm.
was hatching, and then the stippling was the other one.
Well,
The little dots for shading.
mm,
And
there's
like,
tricks to those things,
yeah,
and 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 and
and
and people adapt them
oh,
to what they want to do, and whether it's a
mm,
combination of that type of thing. And
yeah.
I very much speak of jealousy when I speak of artists because I couldn't. There's no. I just can't put what's in my head on the paper or on the computer screen as far as that goes. Uh, it
uh,
it
don't
really
worry.
it really does fascinate me when you're able to do that.
Yeah, I still have jealousy for some artists that able to do that because there are some moments where I have an idea, but I can't fully express it on paper yet, and I'm jealous of those artists. I don't know if you've seen those arts of like artists that have really colorful, like over the top, like anime art, like the sparkles everywhere. It's highly detailed
Right.
and like everything. And I go, Jesus, oh, oh my God. Like I can recognize the time that goes into that, but to even begin to like start on thinking up on how to start that piece.
Now, yeah.
Mm,
It Well, maybe is that kind of adding bells and whistles onto the finished product, or is that something that is thought of along the lines of putting the product together?
Some of it, I believe, is thought up along the way.
Hmm.
Because I know there's artists that will pre-plan everything. Oh, I don't know if you've seen those artists that like. I'm also jealous of those artists that draw really good, but they do it all on one layer, and it makes me cry.
Well, everybody's got their own style now,
Oh,
and
I know, but I'm like, I that is a lot of hard work, and to do that so flawlessly, it's it's honestly it's such a skill to have.
well,
Um, and like there are a lot of good artists out there that I I feel like for me, at least every single day, I have like in my YouTube sometimes. I don't watch them. I think I watch them once, save them, and then never look at them again. And they're usually tutorials on how to like do this sort of shading style, how to do this, and then others, which is just artists that make I don't know if you've heard of like animation memes and that, where
yeah,
it's just like
yeah,
short little animations that are like
right,
fun and cute.
right, yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, everybody's got their own style, and everybody keeps learning and keeps adapting it,
mm.
and you're still very, very young, and
Oh yeah.
especially in comparison to this old man. And so you still got a long time to but to further expand your
Mm.
arsenal as an artist. And
Yeah.
and what's really kind of neat about this is that folks get to watch you kind of do that online. Kind of watch you grow as an artist as well.
Mm.
I'm making them nervous now.
Oh,
People
sorry. I'm normally nervous anyways. I've got a
says
little bit of
people everybody's
social
watching.
anxiety. Oh.
Everybody's watching. No, no, I'm not. I'm kidding. But you
No,
do
you're
you
good.
do get a chance with this, with the VTubing to interact with folks. You have that model,
Mm.
and that does give you a little bit of a buffer. Uh, has that been very important to you in getting on the internet?
Uh, I'd actually say definitely. Um, so I suffer a lot with confidence issues and like social anxiety issues when it comes to anything. Like I don't think VTubing has allowed me to safely like portray myself online because in the past when I was young, I wanted to do like before I knew Twitch existed, I thought about YouTubing, but I didn't want to be like have my face up there. I
Right.
thought about doing it like faceless,
Hmm.
like like similar to how Corpse was and that. And then I discovered somewhere in high school about VTubing. I'm like, damn, this is perfect, sort of thing. Um, and like I'd say VTubing has helped me get a lot of confidence and a lot of like reduce a lot of my anxieties around like being, talking to people.
Right.
Like years ago, I would not be talking to you. I'll be honest.
Mm.
I'd be crying.
Whoa.
I'd be
That
like,
would be so
oh,
sad. That would.
it is.
I- but really,
Like,
I can see where it would help because you
yeah,
are not only are you able to express yourself and really put yourself out there a little bit with a little less risk, but
yeah.
you do a lot of collaboration too with the games that you play. Has that also factored into helping you out?
I'd say it definitely has helped me out. It's helped me get out there a bit more, and depending on the people I collab with, like someone like Robe, he meshes with me really, really well, and he sort of brings out the side of me where I'm comfortable and I'm not nervous,
Hmm.
and those sort of people get me louder than I am normally. Like usually I'm like mumbling a bit like now, maybe
No,
depends.
Oh no, you're fine. Be fine, fine.
No, like on normal,
Mm-hmm.
I usually mumble. I
Mm-hmm.
have that rather problem, but when I'm excited or I'm with people I really like, I tend to get a bit louder, a bit more excited. Um, almost, I can almost get to yelling levels, or what I would deem yelling levels when I'm playing with people and I'm having a really fun time.
Yeah.
Whereas, if there was like one time where we had a big collab with people and it was getting a bit much with me because I don't mesh well with over the top people.
Right.
People that are in your face, I don't mesh well with, but that's because I'm on the quieter side.
Right.
Um, and it's there was about like say there was me, there was Rube, and there was a couple other people. Um, three I've never played with before, so
Oh.
already my anxiety's like, okay, new
Mm-hmm.
people.
Right.
Um, but then they're also over the top with the other two people that are also loud, talking with their chat. And that stream, I was actually getting overstimulated
Ah.
and very like shaky trying to do stuff. But it also helped me understand I've gone a long way compared to the past because in the past I'd barely handle it.
Right. Well.
And like now I've understood what to do in those situations.
Mm-hmm.
Like for some moments I try and distance myself a bit, but I think and like other people who deal with those sort of stuff should be proud of like the distance they've gone in the past. And like some people will be like, I haven't changed much. I'm still pretty bad with how I'm dealing with things. But then you look back and you go, I've actually handled it better than I would have in the past.
Well, certainly, and
Um,
it's allowed you to kind of mature into that a little bit, kind of grow out a little bit of it. But really, I mean, I've watched the videos of you playing um, Lethal Company. I mean, you can't you just can't play that without letting go a little bit because it's
yeah.
going to happen. And
Mm.
and it seems to me in watching your videos that it's natural and it's not forced, and it's something that is really maybe part of you that maybe wouldn't have shown in the past. You'd have kept to yourself, and but it definitely there is nothing fake about your reactions to these games.
Oh no, I'm one of those people where I don't have the energy to fake anything.
And
Like,
you're not even old yet, like me.
no, no. I'm just someone who grew up in a household that was like, doesn't matter if what you say is to some extent hurtful, as long as you're being honest,
Hmm.
sort of thing.
Right.
Um, and I refuse to like I can't even put on a character, I'll be honest. I don't see myself putting on a character because my model is something I made years ago.
Hmm.
Not the model itself, but the design.
Right.
Um, and it's an extension of me. So there's no point making a character if it's an extension of me.
Right. But the extension view doesn't have that many eyes, I hope.
Oh.
I've heard about Australian spiders now, and I don't want nothing to do with that. they've,
No,
they've,
I
been-
don't blame you. A lot of
they,
Australians here are arachnophobic.
but really, the model itself uh, has, and folks need to check it out. We'll have all of the links here that you can check out what Maree's got going on.
Oh,
The
thank you.
model has several eyes on it, uh,
Mm.
and they all work together. How does that rig up right? I mean, is it something that goes with the pro? Did you have to do something special for that?
So I didn't make it. but I know how it works because I've done similar
Hmm.
where how did it do? So you'd have usually like say stuff linked. You have two things linked to the left and right eye and which directions they move in.
Right.
They're called parameters. And so you'd have to individually change each eye to look at the same direction for those parameters. So say I had to change the parameters for the right eye to look at, say, the left-hand corner, I'd have to move each like pupil and iris individually to that section and then do that for the left-hand side and do that for every single dot on that parameter until we have like a full eye roll, I guess you could say.
Mm. So it is so each one of them of the extra ones are the left ones to the left one, the right ones to the right one, or are they all working together?
So you'd have the left with the lefts and the right with the right ones.
Hmm.
I I think I said to my artisan rigger Nidome to not worry about rigging the top eyes to the side and that, just worry about the main ones.
Hmm.
But yeah, rigging when I made a very cursed model before the one I have now. Yeah, it was the left with the lefts and the right with the rights. And if it worked well, it looked good. If it didn't, it looked cursed.
Well, that's the way with those of us who even don't have models too. You know, I can tell you that as a radio guy, I always had a face made for radio, and still do to this day. Uh, you have commissions open right now,
Yes, I do.
and then for folks, what type of artwork will you do on commission?
I do a couple of things. I do like regular art. There'll be examples. So like if you want just line art, I can do that for you. If you want, say like just flat colors, so like, nothing fancy over the top, just there,
Hmm.
I do that. Or if you want shading as well, I've got that for you. I do a lot of emotes. Um, I've had a lot of my friends have gotten emotes from me.
Hmm.
And then there's one I've just recently started up because I'm playing around with it still. And that's making VTuber concept designs because that's something that I think is really interesting,
Right.
and that's something I want to get into as well.
Yeah, there's some videos up that on the Twitch channel for folks who want to
Mm.
take a look at what Maree's up to as far as that goes. Very very interesting, and it kind of gives you a little bit more of a look behind the scenes as to how models get started and put together. If that's what you're interested in, and you should be if you're interested in VTubing at all. Um, what's your goals
Mm.
for this year as far as your VTubing, as far as your channel goes, as far as your artwork?
Um, ooh, I've I think just like getting to for this year, getting to know, try and branch out the people I know a bit more, because on the basis I usually close myself off a bit and shut myself off from people as a very like safe, close, safe in a little box sort of thing.
Hmm.
Um, and I want to try and map myself out to a bit, and that's been happening a bit more. Hopefully grow my Twitch and Twitter a bit more, but that takes time. I'd say just I'd been planning on the side, you know, trying to redesign how my model looks like, just because the the outfit
Hmm.
is like a sort of safe thing. But now that I'm doing it, I'm sort of like doing VTubing, and now I've gone into it. I'm debating getting like a new outfit just to play around with things. And of course, to give my VTuber Papa a bit more like money because I think he underpays himself a bit for what he does. Like,
Plus, you're an artist and you're going to mess around with stuff.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yep, you're not
You
fooling
know,
me.
a lot more stuff to mess around with.
You're not fooling me as far as that goes. But you know, it's gonna always gonna tweak with a little bit here and there. I think it's wonderful that you've been able to use this your artistry, your VTubing to kind of share yourself with us a little bit, and I do appreciate that. That takes a lot of courage. Folks may not realize this that when they don't have to go through it, but it does take courage, and I salute you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate hearing that.
Absolutely. Now, for folks who want to find out what you've got going, first of all, how can they get a hold of you for the commission?
Commissions. So you can either I haven't put a direct thing for my Discord. Um, like my actual Discord user, but if you find me on like Twitch and DM me or like Instagram or any of my links on my card, which should be in my Twitch, um, like any of the links you see in my Twitch as well should help you find me. If not, uh, I'll work on it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It'll be up there. We'll have links on the description for the video on this channel as well. Maree, it has been an absolute pleasure to talk with you. A very
Thank
talented
you.
person, and I think this is going to be a big year for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.